Whoa. Whoa. Look at this. I don't know. I'm James from Electrical, and let's get into this. Hey, it's James from Electrical. Today's video, we're installing some downlights. Let's get into this. So nice snowy day. This is what we're dealing with. Lovely and fresh. I didn't even see it snow. And I ended up going to bed well early last night and woke up to a nice little covering. So this is how it's working in. So we've been in previous just to chop some switches in, install some downlights, chop some switches in, stuff like that. It was a right nightmare. It was the old lath and plaster stuff. So yeah, basically it was all crumbly walls and ceilings, and it all just came off all over. So you knocked a hole in because it all got overboarded, and basically yeah, there was black dust everywhere. It was a nightmare. Not dust sheets, just got covered. So yeah, this is what we're dealing with. So we're gonna cut some downlights out. It's a bit dark in here, I might have to get my torch, but there's 4 downlights to get cut out here. So we've got those measurements, and then we've got 2, which should be fun. I don't know if you can see, but there's some like a scaffold board, a little hop, and some ladders. We have to put the hop there across there, ladders up to here, and then put the scaffold board between. So what we have to do is get to a downlight, which is over there, which is quite a big drop. So that should be funny. Let's get them marked out. Get these drilled out next using this nice little dust catcher. Oh man, the cable's stuck in this hole. So plaster hasn't brought it out in the right place. Use the GoPro to get me up the hole. There we go. Let's see what we can see. No, it's just rubbish. I'll have to get fishing rods out of it. Done it, yes. That'll do. So we've got a cable there. Spot on. Now we'll get this second fixed now. That's those in. So I'm trying to be quiet today because the customer's just working from home. Hence less talking. Right then, so they're in. You can see. So basically, it's a shame with this one. Middle of this, there's a big beam all the way down the middle. So this is as far away from the beam we can get it to meet regs and still have a line down. So unfortunately they're all off centre, which is annoying. But anyway, that's where she wanted them for there. And she wanted smoke detector still in the middle instead of off to the side. So that's that. Then there's just 2 up here then. So 1 there on this side. So what we'll do is get all this set up. So we're going to set the hop up over the 2 rooms. We're going to put 2 scaffolding boards running this way, which will land within this ladder room. Good luck. Flipping out, we're up. It's a bit dodgy. There's some tightrope walking today, look. Ooh. Look at this. Flipping out. Right, we'll get this drill next. Oh, so we've just got it marked out. There. It's got loads like Latin plaster this, it's awful. It was like black soot that just fell down from it, we're awful. Right, I have to empty this load. That's those 2 cut then. But the cable from there to there is missing. Oh, I've got to try and get it in. Right, let's get a bit of light on the job temporarily. So let's pop this in here like that. Snap him down, and there we go, a little temporary connection. It's lovely and bright, we can see again. That's it. That looks good, that. Nice and bright in here. Obviously everything's going to get decorated. They don't look too bad off centre, but yeah, we couldn't have kicked him out because that wouldn't dry. So up here, we're just trying to fish a hole, a cable from that hole to this hole, annoyingly. It must have fallen out, or plasterers just left it above ceiling or something. Yeah, then I'm going to go get some rods out, like fiberglass rods. I'm going to rod from one hole to the other, hopefully get a 1mm twin and earth across, and then we can connect up those 2 lights. Hallelujah! Look at this. So, I think they've had a loft conversion, and it's all boarded out. So this runs straight over the beams going this way, along the ceiling of the floor, and it goes all the way. Happy days. Look at that. I should be able to grab that now. That should be 2 meters that way. So, oh, sketchy. Proper bend in this board as well. Nail made. Hand up the hole. So basically it's two layers of plasterboard. And the loft. Watch my hand when it comes out black. Oh! Oh! Uh-oh. Look at it. It's absolute black. I'll snap these. Can't get my hand in it, it's like a Chinese finger trap. Ow, that hurt. Let's try and find this then. Oh yes. Oh baby, look at that. Oh. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Yes. And thank you, Jesus. Look at that. Smashed it. Oh yes. Yes. So looking beautiful. Got a little shiny over there, a little shiny over here. And I've got a switch down here. So she wanted it 1200 off floor off this level. See, it steps up a bit so kids can reach them, bless them. Yeah, that's going to look cool. So this is going to be a switch up here. It'll be a 2-gang switch. One's going to be able to switch on these lights down here. You'll be able to switch on the lights up here, and you can also switch these lights here down from down there. So look at that. So we've got a bit of wiring magic to make that happen. Oh, I want to see these on there. I'm not connect it up just temporarily. Right. Came in then. I thought that way go closing with like a spark. Right, neutral. Let's see these bad boys on. Oh yes, look at that. That's lovely and bright, that, isn't it? Yeah, I'm impressed I got that in. So it's a bit dodgy, this little setup. So what do you think? little ladder, scaffold board. It's fairly steady, but yeah, that's a good drop. That good, like 10 foot. Nice. Right then, what we'll do, I'm gonna get these switches on next. So like I said, there'll be a 2-gang up here, which will do top and bottom. If you wanted a 2-gang dimmer on the next floor below, I'll try to be quiet on the next floor below. So if you want some dim, so you have to dim the top and bottom. And then there's like an intermediate at the right at the bottom, which will allow you to turn on the mid floor. So that's about it. And then yeah, that'll be this job done. So nice and easy, really. Hello. Right then. Because of the switching, what we're gonna have to do is get something called an intermediate switch. So because this video is gonna be super short, I'm gonna talk you through the switching. That was interesting to figure out. Right then, let's explain this switching then. Let's get this on my head. So there were 3 switches. So there's one at the top, one at the mid, one at the bottom. The one at the bottom had a 3-core up to the top, up to the mid on one switch. So you could turn on the mid from the bottom and the middle switch, and you could turn on the top set of lights with another 2-way from here to here. Now the issue is she wanted to be able to switch the mid from the bottom, mid and the top. And the issue is that if you want to do that, so we could do that, we could basically add you got a 3-core from here to here, so this would be one end of your 2-way, this would be the middle, and then all you do is send another 3-core to the top and it'd work, and you make this called an intermediate switch. So basically you've got little terminals like this. These represent common L1, L2, if you can see that. And all you do is, normally this would be a 3-core cable running between, 3-core cable going right to there, 3-core cable, and all it'd do is go from here to here, here to here, here to here. But if you want an intermediate switch, what you do, you bring this common into your switch, this common into this switch, and you just connect that through with a little connector block, and then these strappers just basically run through to here like that. And basically all this intermediate switch does is just swap them 2 terminals around, and then it will make your switching work. So that's all good on that, but this intermediate switch, you can't get that in a dimmer, and she wanted these dimmed, didn't she? So the way to get around that, there was a cable from here to here, so all we did was just use that as to be able to 2-way from the mid to the top, so that was fine. So you can do that. You can use a dimmer, and it's got common L1, L2, so you can actually 2-way between a dimmer and a 1-gang switch, which is right. So that was ticked off, that cable was in, all hunky-dory. However, they want a cable from here to here, so what we had to do was run a 3-core from the top all the way down to here, like that. Then we had to run a 3-core from here back up to the switch, and that cable was in already, wasn't it? So that's what we had to do, so we had to run an extra cable from the top to the bottom to make this the end of line, because if this was in the middle, you won't be able to do the intermediate switching. There we go. So that's why it's a little bit confusing. But now, yeah, over here you got 2 3-core on here, so it'll be this kind of setup. So it'll be just the browns, which would normally go in common in a little connector block. The L1, L2 go in these terminals, and all they do is just switch around, and that turns your light on and off because it just changes these strappers around. And that's how you buy that switch. The dimmer, it's just a normal 2. It's just the same wiring as a normal 2-way. So you'd have common L1, L2, and on this side you'd have common L1, L2. Oops. Right, there we go, common. Right, anyway. And then all you do is run strappers between, like so. So that's a 3-core. So it's normally brown, black, grey, and they just match up each end. And then on one end you have your permanent live in here, so PL in there, and you switch live in here. And there we go. So basically the path is, so permanent live comes in, it comes through here, runs through your switch, back down your common, and then if the switch is in the right position, it then comes back through here and out to your light, and vice versa. So that's how it works. So that's a bit of switching for you. It's a little bit complicated if you haven't done electrics before. But yeah, that's basically how we've wired it. So it was a bit confusing, so we had to run that cable to the top to the bottom to make the intermediate the bottom switch and not the dimmer, because you can't get a dimmer in intermediate, I don't think. But I've never seen one. Right then, let's get some lunch. Regs is calling my name. 10:53, so hopefully they've got some sausage and bacon left with the ketchup, latte. Oh, that was so good. If not, we'll have to have a tasty bean melt. Whoa. So that food was lovely. So I don't think I filmed it. Got carried away filming a TikTok. Some guy put, help me, I've done a two-way and I don't know how to fix it. So I filmed a TikTok on how to fix it. So I said, hopefully you are competent, you know what you're doing, and you're a sparky, and you just need a bit of help, like your apprentice or something. So hopefully it's not some DIY trying to do it yourself, killing us in. Oh, I'm knackered now. Getting up and down these stairs, carrying stuff in. Right then, so we've got this torch out, so we can actually see now. Should have brought this in earlier, you could have actually seen me do work, but anyway. What we're doing is sort this to a new switch. Yeah. So they wanted it there, not in the room. I suggested in the room, but they want it in the room, so it's there. So that turns on that light. 2 grand gimmer, bang it in here. So that's 35mm deep, yeah, nice and deep. That should be enough. So that's that. What else? That's getting swapped over for a new switch. That'll be a 2 gang switch. New switch already on there and new switch there. So then, let's bang this on my head. We'll go through how to do a switch. And then we'll just do a big time lapse, I think. We're cooking. Right, switch time. Let's just get a little 4mm flat, 3mm flat, whatever. Yeah. Obviously we've made sure it's dead. We've done safe isolation. It's not going to zap us then. There should be some brown sleeve knocking about somewhere. Here he is. Just bobbed him in front van. So what I do is get a little 2-finger cut there. I'll chop that, 2-finger cut, chop that. That's way too much copper to go in a switch. So what I do is just bang it to about, I don't know, what's that? 5mm, something like that. Can you see? I think you can see. Rip that off, get these in your mouth, and then you can chalk really mumble for the rest of the video. Open him up halfway. So it's the common and L1 with wiring. And the way these switches work, basically, you bang your permanent in there and you switch wire in there, or the other way around. And all it does is when you flick the switch, it just picks that position. At the moment that's down, so that'll be that position. Up will be that position. That's how it works. So it's not actually going disconnect, reconnect, it's just switching sides. That's how that works. Right then, so common in there, and that's why it doesn't matter which way round you wire the permanent and switch live. Because all it's doing is just connecting that cable to that cable, so it doesn't really matter, does it? However, people like to wire permanent to common, like me, and switch live to L1. You could wire it to L2 and put it upside down if you wanted. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So, let's open that bad boy up. Make sure it's pushed right in. And what you want to do is just make sure it's not clamped onto the insulation and it's actually on the copper. So I just do that and then just check on it, make sure it's clamped onto the actual screw. Because basically you got like a channel, the screw goes nyeh, but sometimes the cable can land like at the side of the screw. So the screw's all the way down to the bottom and the cable's just sat at the side. So you want to make sure the screw lands straight on top of that core. And then screwing back, I don't bother with these little things because they don't come out. So if you're ever going to take your switch off, you end up just mashing the switch to try and get them off, which is annoying. So little screw in there, bob him in. There we go. I'm trying to be a bit quick on this. I did a video, I think it's that lights to the sky kitchen video where I did a switch. It was so boring because I was tired and I was like just droning away. I was really slow with it. So it must have been a bit boring to watch. Well, I found it boring, you might have enjoyed it, but so we'll get it looking roughly level and then leave it a little bit of wiggle room and then we'll get the level on later just to make sure these are in line. So then we've got, oh dear, dropped my screwdriver. What have we got, ladies and gentlemen? We have got, this is your 3 core coming from the bottom and that's the one for the top. So I think we'll go bottom, top, maybe, something like that. Yeah, so, well, we'll go top, bottom. So you're coming in, flick this one, that's this bottom, and then that one will do the top. Yeah, we'll go with that. So then, we know which is which, because I've written the back of the box, bottom, top. When I wired it, just in case these labels went, I've already pre-stripped along the bottom. When I installed it, just scored it. so this should just fall straight off. So here we go. So what we'll do is show you how to do the diagram that I showed you earlier, which is basically a 2-gang 2-way, and you've got an intermediate on one of the 2 ways. What have we got? So lights on top, remember that. Light is on top. Because if not, we'll end up linking out the switch live instead of the... Oh, I can't do it. Instead of the... instead of the permanent. Right. That's what I do, just give it a little niggle like that, a little niggle like that, and it should just pull off. There we go. And that's that one. That. Split these. So this is the feed. So this is your permanent, live and neutral right here. Yeah. So the reason I've brought everything to the switch is because you just in your downlights you just kind of want in out, because you got cable in, cable out. You don't want like feed in, feed out, cable in, sorry, cable out, switch wire. You'll have like 5 cables, 4 cables, you know what I mean? So it gets really messy up there. So I like to bring things down to the switch. So the bottom of the feed, so side it box, maybe 3 fingers for this, because it's going to be a bit tight here. I normally do 4. So that's that. So what I'm going to do is we'll bang the neutrals in the back. So the whole point of bringing a feed here is so we've got a neutral as well as the permanent live. So let's just get a little, oh, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Little connector box, 2-gang lever. So there we go, bang him in there, make sure it goes right to the end. And that's that, nice and easy. That's the neutral sorted. Sleeving, roll this bad boy off. Alright, so all we're going to do is bang these earths straight to the back box. So you can generally take about 4 to 5 earths at the back box, which is plenty really, isn't it? So you've got plenty of room in them screw terminals. And with this I'm just going to chop this a bit shorter, just to kind of save a bit of room in this back box. It's going to be quite tight. So we'll go here, and we'll go, do the same again, something like that. So you want to leave them pretty longish. There we go. Oh, I've dropped him. Been butterfingers today trying to do this quick for you. So here we go. That's his earths for all this. So 1, 2, 3, 4 cables. So we should have 4 earths. We'll open this little earth screw at the back if you can see this. Can you see this very well? Should we reposition the light? If you can see a bit better maybe. That any better? I don't know. Right then, so let's get this earth in then. Oh, put him up. Right, earth in. Check. Yeah, next earth in. 2, 3, last 1, 4. I'm going to tighten him up now. There we go. It's nice and tight. And you tug test them, make sure it don't fall out. Definitely with earths. Because a lot of the time you think you're pushing it in, but you might be just sliding the sleeve in across. So you want these well out of the way, because we've got a lot of stuff going in here really. Basically that takes up most of the box. Where's my switch go? I've lost my switch. Here he is. Right then. Yeah, this is going to take up about at least 20mm of the box, and then we've got 15mm for cables to sit in. So you just want to open these up then to, well, most of the way really, without the screw falling out. If your screw falls out, it's a nightmare to try and get back in. What you can do is put a bit of fat sleeving on, push your little screw through the sleeving. If you leave about maybe 5mm of sleeving hanging out, you can actually just sit your screw in there, and it can sit there floating. Or you can magnetise your screwdrivers, that helps as well. Just make sure they're fully open. If not, we're going to struggle later. So that's that. Let's chop these down, because these are going to be just going to get really tight in here. So I want as least in there as possible. Right, so I'm going to strip again about 5mm. So I'm going a bit deeper because these weigh about 1mm. Just so they'll actually reach right to the end. Right, that's that. So it was permanent at the back, wasn't it? So what we're gonna do is get a switch. So I think this is gonna be underlined. So one of them is the bottom. So it goes from here to there to the top. So this is gonna be the middle. This is gonna be the middle. So let's do that first. So it's gonna be brown into common. If you remember from the wiring diagram. So brown into common. There we go. I don't know if Morgan wants to bring up a little image overlay from before so you can see what we explained. I don't know if it even helps. It can get a bit complicated. We want 4 of these for the 4 strappers we got going on. Oh dear. Dropped a bit. Right then, let's just leave these bad boys up. And what I like to do is black as L1. But we've also got the permanent to bring into there as well, haven't we? Which is this guy. So that bangs in there. We're gonna have to bring another permanent out of here, aren't we? Do we? No, we don't. We don't. We can do that up the top switch. So basically, on one end, you've got to make it a permanent into L1 along with the black. So you can do it either end if it's the same lighting circuit, but you've got multiple circuits. It needs to be from the correct circuit basically. So you can have multiple circuits in the back of your switch, but you're just gonna best bet's to label it back at switch that you've got multiple circuits. This needs to have the switch wire from there, and then this one that we said top, that's just going to be the other end of the two-way. So if Morgan can bring up that diagram again, you can see that. Oh, I can't get this in. The sheathing stopping it pushed down. The other end of the switch is just common L1, L2, and you don't need to do this. So we can sort that on that end, give it a permanent. But we could give it a permanent down here, and then that end, all we'd have to do is put the switch wire in L2, so it doesn't really matter. These are struggling to reach. So what I'm gonna do is just strip it a little longer, just to see if it'll reach. I'll do it. Right, let's open the switch up a bit more. Come on, get in there. There we go. So we're going to tighten him on, give him a little tug test, see if it'll work. Here we go. That's nice and tight. We'll pull the sleeving back down. And there we go. So that's that side of the switch wired up, and there's no copper hanging out, which is something to note as well. And then this side, all it is, oh, I've dropped the sleeving again. Right, L1, black, yeah. Bang that in. This should be easy, this one. It's not easy, just one cable, innit? Yeah, I can't imagine trying to get 3 in there. If you had to link out. Can you see it? Oh, it's like where's Wally for the electrical. There he is. Right then. Here my girlfriend's got this game where she has to try and find items in a scene. You could zoom in and click on it. It's a bit like that. Right then. Comment, brown, and that's it. So, just to recap then, this is the 3-core on earth that goes up to the top, and it'll be the same configuration, but obviously the permanent line from up there and the switch line going up to them lights at the top. But on this end it's just common, L1 black, L2 grey, and then this end, this was the end of line. So we've got a cable from here to the bottom to the top. This is going to do the mid landing. So here we've got common from the 3-core on earth, brown, black, grey for L1, L2, and then black we've got permanent in, and grey we've got the switch live in. There we go. So here's the neutral from those. So we can just tuck that away in the back. Might need to shorten that if it's getting a bit tight in there. I might shorten that neutral. But what you want to do is make sure no cores land behind these screws. Otherwise, basically as you're screwing back, you'll be, because the back box earth, you'll just be connecting earth to live, which is obviously a really low resistance, which gives you a high current, and then you get a big bang. So that's no good, but that's it. Look at that. Switch on. We're laughing. I've lost the screws. What we're gonna do? Oh, there they are. So we'll get this screw back then. I need to put in this title about how to do an intermediate switch, because a lot of people get a bit confused, definitely apprentices, and some people don't know that there's more than 2 ways of doing two-way lighting, so some people get a bit confused. So I might bob that in the description to help people out. So the best way to get these is just to get a few turns on one side, and then you can kind of get your head in there and lean in, because I know I'm in that now. Little tip for you there to screwing back switches. So you want at least, I don't know, 20mm up to the switch, up to the lug to get that. So all I'll do is just get it roughly. Let's give it a wiggle ready, and then all I'll do is bang a level on there, and make sure that they're perfectly in line. But we'll do that in a bit. So that's that one done. I'm going to move downstairs now to do the intermediate. I'll show you the top, and then that's about it for switching. And then hopefully you'll understand a bit more. There we go, is the next switch then. So this is the intermediate switch. So we said we ran a cable from the top to here to the middle, just so the middle didn't end up on the end of the intermediate, or the two-way intermediate we'll call it. Right then, so this is how you do the intermediate end. We can bring up that overlay again of the drawing that I did earlier. You'll see that this is the intermediate, the middle bit. So remember we had the, so that's one cable, that's two cable. We had the two, we had the two browns connector block in, which went in your comment on your ends. And then you had your two strappers in the middle. So if you have a look at this is your intermediate switch here. So all it is just these two terminals, that connects to that, that connects to that. When you flip the switch, it just reverses. So we'll open this end up, this end up. We'll open this end up. There we go, and this end up. And all we have to do is do what we just said. So here's your strappers. So 1 and 2. And again, because we're putting a mixed wiring sticker on the fuse board, it means we can keep that sleeve red. Don't matter, does it? And it's the all colours, so we'll get away with that. Right, remember it goes, so that the new colours are brown, black, grey, and it's red, yellow, blue. So we'll have yellow with black, doesn't really matter. And we'll have blue with grey. It's just me being sad. Right, so that's that. That'll get screwed back, and then we've just got to connect and block this. So if we just do something like that, yeah, with a little connected block down there, that'll be jobs are good. And then yeah, that's how you do your intermediate for the middle. And then the top, it's just going to be common L1, L2, if you remember. And there's nothing else that goes in that apart from them strap the 3-code earth. Right then, let's get a little connector block on that, little Wago, that sits in the back, and then we'll screw that back, that's that done. Wago now, so 1 and 2. Shove that in the back of the switch, get it screwed back. And then plasterers and decorators, just got to do that, sand it all down, get it painted, jobs are good, and it'll look like a nice new switch. Right, nice and quick then, so we've got the 2-yang switch up here. We've got 2 3-corners for the 2 switching for these lights here, and then the mid-lander. And then we've got feed in, feed out, which is those 2. So all we're going to do is neutrals, feed in, feed out, neutral. I'm going to go into a little 3-hole push connector, and then the neutral going up to your light is going to connect in there, which gives it a neutral up there. Permanence, so obviously we've got, what I'm going to do is get another 3, just bang your permanence in, connect it at the black, and then do a little fly lead up to that L1, you know, for this circuit. And then obviously the switch wire of your light will go in the L2 for that too. There we go. Right, let's get this wired up now. There we go, that's the 2-gang switch wired up. Look at the back of here, that's that one from downstairs, so just common black L1, grey L2, you can see that. And this side you got the red, yellow, blue for common L1, L2. You got your permanent live in the yellow and the switch live in the blue for L2. So get that screwed back, that's working. We'll give that a bang. turns off, and then you talk to the dimmer and then shines back up, same again here. Dimmer kicks in and then it goes and then rises back up. So that's that. We'll show you downstairs and then that'll be us done. There we go, that's that intermediate working. Lovely. I'll just show you the 2-gang switch. So it's still got to get levelled off, but bring this one on and that should dim right down. They're quite good, these dim down for nothing. No flicker, look at that. Nothing at all, that. There we go, so that's those, and then same again at the top. That dims down if you can see that. That's that one, and then top of the stairs, 2-gang. Hey, 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 hey. There we go, sweet. Lovely, right then, that's us done, that's the switches done. Just have a little tidy up, screw the switches back, and off to the next one. Just had this, I'm back at, just had this woman ring me from this little Chinese nail salon, saying she's got some issues. So I have to bob down there next. I don't know if I'll film it, but it should be a bit of a fun one. There's no power. So no, I'll come down and sort you out there. Bless her. Oh, hey, that's us done down here. So we got all the lights powered up. One dropped it. So we've got all the down lights in. All the switches in. You'll have to do intermediate and two-way with intermediate in the middle. So that's it really. So we just did a little test then, everything tested off perfect. So that's us done. So if you like this kind of content, I keep dropping this. If you like this kind of content, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you know when next upload. As always, have a good one from me, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, it's raining. It was snowing, it's raining. It's just been hailing. It can't make its mind up. I don't know. Have a good week.